on the screen though, what you saying? One of them lies is somebody said it earlier. You big boned it.
Right.
Ain't no skeleton in the world built like this, bro. That is not. No, you are not big boned.
Hey, you know it's a black woman too. Look how she on her hand.
Right.
AB, is it on the screen?
Right. All this here.
The mouth wide
Right.
open.
No.
Lord have mercy.
She's saying, I'm just big boned.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. There is no skeleton on earth that looks like that.
Hey, they got those skeletons up in the science lab. Kids looking at it like, what the
Hey,
hell?
go to 1 Timothy 4:8.
Man.
Because of course it ain't no fat bones, but it is fat around them bones. So one way to get them fat off them bones, read that scripture.
1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 8. For bodily exercise proveth little, profiteth little, but godliness is profitable unto all things.
So it says bodily exercise profit little. It says, but it doesn't say it doesn't profit. You know what I mean? So it does profit. Exercising does profit. Yeah. So get up in the gym, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour.
Right.
You never know. Just take a walk around the block. Get some bodily exercise. It profits.
Hey, read that again, officer.
For bodily exercise profiteth little, but godliness is profitable unto all things.
So guess what? Part of that godliness is what we read in Sirach about the dieting, a man eating little. So exercise might take you a portion of the way, but guess what? Godliness going into, I know you don't like diet, but that's not the rest in my mind.
No.
Diet is going to take you the rest of the way.
Change your eating habits.
Your eating lifestyle. Change your eating lifestyle.
And I understand why you don't like the word diet, because it's
temporary.
Yeah. The actions you take, I say you're going to do a class or you did a class. The actions you take are who you are. Your habits are who you are.
Right.
And you got to think, too, I was going to say, you going to say?
No.
We don't went so far left from the top, but that's all right.
Yeah, that's all right.
We're going to get the people what they need. Sure. I love the point that you made about speaking truth, every man to his neighbor, because it's so easy for us. We everybody wants to be buddies and pals and friends, but then when you're talking about somebody's soul, when you're talking about somebody's health, when you're talking about literally somebody's life, I think we downplay it so much because we don't want sisters to not like us. We don't want brothers to not like us. We don't, it's got to get to a point where in 2022 in Biden's America, you got to not give a damn about somebody's feelings to a point when it comes to their life and when it comes to their soul. Right. And a part of that comes with spiritual maturity and experience. Right. And for a lot of us, we lack that. You lack the experience of having to be at, 5, 6 hospital beds in a matter of 3, 4, from 2017 up until, 4 years or something like that, 5 years, something. I'm talking about myself. Right. Until you got to be at 6 hospital beds of 4 funerals of that 7, you well past the point of, I don't want this sister to be mad or that brother to be mad or whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. So, okay, cool, whatever. You're mad for a time, but then you drop 30 pounds. Right. Which one are we? Yeah, I'll weigh the options at that point, whatever.
Right. So our people got to have the spirit. They can't be so sensual when you tell them the truth. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like a certain captain call you lard ass. You know what I mean? Right. That's all the love.
Well, here's the thing. You say that our eating. They're tied to any habit, but obviously we're talking about eating now. It's tied to, you got to figure out what emotion is tied to my eating. Do I eat because I'm depressed? Do I eat out of, like mine, I was eating because I was bored. I'm looking at a computer for, 40 minutes straight. Right. I'm looking at spreadsheets and reports and all this stuff. And I'm like, let me go get some chips. Right. And I'll eat half a bag of chips because that's my vice. My vice is chips. I thoroughly enjoy
the family bag, half the bag, the family bag.
Yes.
Damn.
He ain't talking about the little 50
bag. That. Lay's. Ruffles a little too salty. Lay's. I love Lay's. You see how I closed my eyes just
I saw that.
That was tied to emotion.
Yeah, you felt the crumb on your shit. I saw that.
So that sound like bad habits. Though, you know what I mean?
It's a horrible habit. It's a horrible. Yeah. So you gotta really. So again, it takes a soul searching, a deep dive. Thank you. It takes
She's over there
soul
examining
searching.
herself, officer.
Yeah.
She was over there examining herself.
Yeah,
when you said
I
it.
mean, all of
All
us.
praises.
It takes a deep dive to really understand. Damn, and I'm talking about young sisters now. Damn, at
23.
23,
Right.
how is my ass, 180 pounds and I'm 5'1"?
And I'm out of breath.
And I'm out of breath walking from the back of the school to the front.
You know what it is? It's exactly as the scripture was saying, the lies that people tell to them. Because I came out of an era, people got upset with me not too long ago on Facebook because I put hashtag bring back body shaming. In the era that I came out of, if you was fat, we called you fat. Like that was, you know what I mean? So girls coming out the house dressed a certain way and you built bad, the whole neighborhood gonna clown you for being built bad and you dressed like that and you built bad. So because nobody wants to body shame no more, you know what I mean? And I know I'm gonna get, slaughtered on this stuff.
That's real. That's real.
But nobody shames nobody no more. The Bible said that if Miriam's father had but spit in her face, so nobody's face is getting spit in no more. So now fat girls are being called thick.
Right, Lizzo.
Liz,
Yeah,
I was about to say, if y'all don't cancel Lizzo big ass,
Man.
cancel her, boo.
Right. You not thick. Yo, you like 2 slices away from being Buffarilla. You know what I'm like? That's the problem. That's what I see.
And
People
also,
lying to each other.
It's mostly sisters too, because back to y'all points, we'll tell each other we fat in a heartbeat.
Right.
They keep us going.
Yeah.
Hey, I think one time I called Officer Lemio skinny fat earlier because he called me that like a year ago.
I got called skinny fat.
Hey,
Rather longer than his
damn, I
head.
am kind of
Right.
skinny fat.
Yeah.
I am kind of skinny fat. I
Yeah.
ain't fat.
Hey, I went immediately to that intermittent fast and trimmed down.
Right. Hey, read what you got, Kashan, real
The
quick.
book of Sirach, chapter 28 and verse 18. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword,
So we know that many people die by swords, physical weapons, so on and so forth. Read.
but not so many as have fallen by the tongue.
So a lot of sisters or a lot of people die to y'all point because nobody ever told them, look, bro, you fat.
Yeah.
You need to, because it's a point, because nobody's born fat.
Right.
It's some point in your life where you started to pick up all that weight. So just imagine if somebody at that point said, hey, little sis, or hey, little bro, stop eating all the damn Cheetos, stop eating the hot dogs, you got to work out. Guess what? They can say them from a lifetime of misery, a lifetime of health issues, and somebody just tell them when they need to be told.
Right.
That's why it's important. Go ahead.
No,
officer.
go ahead.
That's why it's important to have a father in the house. Because you single mothers let them kids get away with that. They get to whining and complaining. Well, I need some chips. Buy me some chips. And now you go over their house, they got a whole cabinet full of oatmeal pies and Oreo cookies. And the little girl is study eating and she big as me.
Right. Hey, officer. Hey,
And she 5.
She 4-5 years old.
Right.
big bone
Girl,
baby.
give me that cookie.
Right. 100.
Hey, this go
Take
back
the
to,
cookie.
Right. To Officer Lobby point about we pass down our diets of the things that we eat.
Exactly.
Because my daughter, my 3-year-old, she can eat a plate of broccoli, just raw broccoli.
Oh, I love
And
it.
people be like, oh, that's weird or whatever. But shit, I'm happy she like that. But it was one point I remember when she was younger where she was trying to tell my rib, no, I don't want that. I don't like. She wouldn't eat it. I told my rib, make her eat that broccoli.
Right.
Yeah.
But now she don't have a problem. Like that's a regular thing for her to
Right.
eat broccoli or just greens or
Right.
vegetables or whatever the case may be.
To that point, so mine, when they get hungry. Let me say general first. To that point, they hungry, they cutting up, whatever. So you go give them a bag of Lay's, something like that, whatever. So what I did, what I had to train myself to do again, just my habits. We was in the car last Sunday, and maybe this last Sunday, whenever, a week, 2 ago, whatever. And kids was hungry. I think they hadn't eaten in a couple of hours. So I stopped at the gas station, and I'm talking about as soon as I got to the, saw the little register, grab a banana. And I grabbed 2 bananas. They ate that, and they was good.
That was good. Right.
Guess what? I ain't got to worry about the fat. I ain't got to worry about the salt. I ain't got to worry about none of that crap. And guess what? Now, as they're growing up, they're gonna see when I get hungry. Let me go grab a fruit. Let me go to the gas station. Go get me some banana. Let me go, whatever.
You know something? You said something a minute ago.
like these diets are passed down, these habits are passed down, bad habits are passed down to us. You ever been to the doctor and they say, well, cholesterol runs in
Runs in your family.
or hypertension runs in the black man's family,
Right.
or diabetes runs.
You got to
because
talk
guess
right in
what?
the front. You got to talk right.
It runs in our family because guess what? Our habits. This is what we learned. This is our comfort.
Right.
So discipline is a part of that scripture you just brought out. When it said the godliness, it's the discipline. We got an officer in our camp, and this dude is chiseled. And every time he see a carb, he run from it. Like carbs are the devil for us. Shemarai.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I try to
Yeah, he
tease
built
him.
like G.I. Joe. He built like
G.I. Joe,
action
man.
figure. That's what I
We
used
got
to
to
call
call
him.
him real quick. We got to call him real quick. Do we got to call him?
Blade in the truth.
That's Luke Cage. Luke Cage.
Yes, sir. You had a comment?
So my comment is about the food. Now, it's very, very, very tricky because they do a lot to the food. They put chemicals in it. They put drugs in it. They put stuff in it that'll make you addicted to it. They got special labs to do this. So it's not just us sticking to our diet. It's very hard. It's like a drug addiction. But also, the processed stuff that they put in the food, your body can't get it out. You know what I'm saying? So it stays in your body. So you got to be very careful what you put in. If you don't urinate, defecate, or perspirate, it stays in your body, and it's really hard to get out. It's not like normal food. It's made to make you sick. It's very processed stuff. So that was my input on that. But also, you got to stick to your diet. You got to pay attention to what you eat. Everything that you usually get off of the shelves and stuff is all processed. It's really not supposed to go in the body.
Right. No, you 100%.
That makes sense.
No, yeah, you 100% right. I want to read this scripture, laying back off of what you just said, Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 13.
I got you. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 4 and verse 13.
Because we're reading this because we understand, even with the best of intentions, everything in Babylon the Great applies with this scripture right here. Everything you put in your mouth. Go ahead.
And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles.
God said the children of Israel would eat our defiled bread among the Gentiles. So we know you got seedless this, seedless that, GMO this, GMO that. It's almost a lesser of two evils. Right. Do I pick the stuff on the shelves like the brother said, the processed stuff, or the seedless stuff? Mm-hmm. Well, what I can tell you is, you do a little bit better, you get a little bit further, a little bit further away from a heart attack with a banana and tomatoes and avocados than you will with Doritos and frozen Tyson chicken breasts.
Right.
So all praise to the Most High, bro. I definitely appreciate you calling in all the way from Sydney, Australia.
That's right.
In the scripts. Reloaded.